Hey, this is Sasha Evdokov, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Stocks. Episode number 103, your trading plan as you're getting started. So today, we're going to really focus in on your trading plan. It's just going to be a basic overview for those of you that are getting started, but if you still are struggling to move forward in the stock market, then potentially you have the wrong plan in mind or you're focusing on the wrong thing. So if you're still trying to get to profitability, I know that's usually the hardest part, then you're probably planning the incorrect things within your trading. Now, when I look at a trading plan, I'm looking at one key thing for those of you that are just getting started. So if I was to restart again and look at myself and guide myself in a plan, this is how I would do it. So that's what this video is really going to cover. So when we look at things, we're looking at a trading plan. The first main type of plan that people look at is they look at money or monetary growth. Now within this, they start looking at charts. They look at their profitability. So they're trying to look at profits and then the potential of what that money can buy them in the future. Then they're also starting to look at some basic tactics or techniques, but really this is a base plan. Now for me, I look at this more in terms of not a plan, but you're trying to aim for a system, which would be a whole different kind of video lesson or session that we'd go into and discuss. That's not necessarily a plan. It's more of you're trying to get to a system. But a lot of people, this is what their core is when they first initially get into the stock market because you're trying to get to profitability. But that is not the true plan that you need when you're just getting started. So the main plan when you're just getting started, what you really need to start thinking about should be completely different. It should be a plan that focuses on you. Okay, so your plan needs to focus on you. And how is this different from a systematic plan? Well, a systematic plan that we just mentioned, it's really focused more, again, on the system or the technicals. It's going to focus on how to make the money, how to take profits into strength. Okay, so those are the things that it's going to cover and it's going to get in detail about. However, the trading plan that focuses on you, what this plan focuses on is really about making you better. So if you're constantly struggling right here and you're just slowly getting better, okay, this plan is there to accelerate you to this next stage so that again, you can go and continue moving forward. So that's what the trading plan when you're first getting started should really hone in and focus on. So how is this going to be a lot different than what many other people talk about? Well, a lot of other people will talk about the tactics, the techniques. After all, this is what we're attracted to. If you've ran a business before in your life or you're looking for profitability within a business, you'll often get attracted to techniques, how to bring more customers to your store, how to get more Facebook likes. These are the things people are attracted to naturally. And this is what gets fed and advertised to us. And we are naturally kind of opening our ears up for those kinds of messages, those quick results, those get-rich-quick mentalities. Even if you're not a person who's into the get-rich-quick concepts, your ears will perk up on how to make things easier. We humans want to make our lives easier. So when we hear something, okay, how do I get to profitability? How do I take my trading, my $1,000, $50,000, $500,000, and how do I all of a sudden make it profitable? Instead of wasting 5 years, how do I do that in 5 months or 5 weeks? If we hear something like that, we're attracted to it. Now, if it's within 5 minutes, we become a little more skeptical. But in general, this is how this process works. We get attracted to this concept. So we're always looking for already implementing things and getting the results. That's what we want. So our plans usually consist of these kinds of tactics. They usually consist of how do I make money? How do I become profitable? How much percentages can I make? but that's not the right and appropriate plan, especially if you're new to the stock market. If you're just getting started, 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 months, 3 months, if you're not profitable yet, if you're struggling for profitability and you're still learning and you're still educating yourself, there's a better approach and there's a better way that you need to be planning your future. You need to be planning on yourself. So how would this look like as I'm planning out something for myself? If I was to go back and plan something for myself, well, you have to look at yourself a little bit differently because everybody is hitting different points. We're all looking for different points that we're trying to get to. For example, you might be at your retirement stage and you might just be looking for $1,000 a month to compensate yourself. So that way you just have some extra income because you already have a cushion and a nest egg. For others of you, you might be parents. You might be looking to, make an extra just $500, $200 a month because your child is young and you're looking to save for college. So we're all at different stages. Maybe you're a bachelor, maybe you're single, and you're looking to really just accelerate your growth, or potentially you want to be a full-time trader. Whatever your destination is that you're trying to get to, you can see that we're all at different points, but the plan is going to be somewhat similar, and I'm going to show that to you in a second. But first, let's take a look at things on a map and how you really need to plan things out, because I can give you a structure for a plan that you can start creating, but I can't give you the exact details because your goals, your visions, your steps that you need to take are going to be different than someone else's. So let's take a look at this map right here. And what I want to do is just share with you some concepts of getting to the final destination. And if we use California as just a baseline for a goal or profitability, let's just say that California is where we want to get to, okay? Because we're all aiming for profitability, but I'm going to say California is where we want to get to. And depending on where we want to get to in California is going to depend on the type of trader that you are, right? So the goals that we've already discussed. Some of you guys are going to want to get to Sacramento because maybe you're retired. Others of you who are a little younger, you might want to go to San Francisco or maybe Los Angeles. Those of you that are potentially looking to just make a few extra bucks or do it full time might be somewhere up here, up north. So we're all trying to hit these different points within California. That's our goal. And because of this, we're also starting at different points in our life, okay? So for example, some of you guys might be starting in Minneapolis, okay? Let's just say this is the younger crowd, okay? As you get into the mid-20s, or early 30s, you might be coming from Iowa. Then others of you who might be retired coming from Kansas City. So depending on where you're starting from, you might be aiming for also a different destination. So you have a person, let's just say from Kansas City, who might take a road like this and get to Los Angeles because that's their goal. Their goal, let's just say they are older generation or they're a little bit older in retirement. Nothing against older folks, it's just they're in that stage and they're trying to get to Los Angeles. So let's say a lower risk tolerance just to supplement their income. Then you have other people who, again, let's just say are in their retirement and then they're looking to, again, drive and get to another destination in California. But in this case, let's just say we're going to Sacramento, but we might take this road, okay? And we might go this path. And this is how we get to Sacramento. So the destination is different, okay? That's the initial first start. But then you also have other people coming in from different areas. So if I'm coming in from Minneapolis, what could actually happen is, let's choose a different color. What could happen from Minneapolis is now I might want to go to Los Angeles and I could go somewhere like this. It could be somewhere completely in a different way. So what the point here is that you're all starting at different points and you're looking at different destinations within reason or within range. And what you need to do is come up with a plan and a path for you to drive and get to the next stage and the next stage and the next stage, because that's ideally the goal. And if there's no gas stations in certain places, then you're going to want to avoid, let's just say, one of these areas. So if there was no gas stations on this road, you might want to choose a little bit of a different path. You might want to choose, a path, maybe something that goes along the lines of the Kansas red path that we just did. So in either case, you're looking at how to create a plan for yourself. And only really you can do this for yourself because you know yourself the best. Now, one of the main problems that people have when creating these plans for themselves is they're not honest with themselves, where they are realistically, where their behavior is, how they're acting, behaving, how they're changing, how they're modifying things. And this is what happens. Just like, for example, we humans don't like to admit our faults, where we messed up, where we're doing things wrong, where we could improve. We don't like to admit those things. But with trading, you have to do it because otherwise your profitability will suffer. If you don't admit to your friends, oh no, I'm not constantly late, I'm always on time. And if you constantly say this, even though you are consistently late and your friends see that, all that's going to happen is just in your mind, you're going to justify that everything's okay, and your friends may be, okay, we'll just start showing up 15, 25 minutes late, and then you guys are always meeting up on time. So people will make adjustments for you. But when you're talking about trading, it's a numbers game. You're looking for profitability. You're looking for every month or every year to consistently grow that account, whatever it is based on your final goal that you're trying to do and trying to achieve. So you need to then have a specific plan and see yourself honestly, see yourself what it is that you're doing, where you need to get to, and how to improve. So with that in mind, you're looking to create an appropriate plan to get you to your destination. Now, unfortunately, there aren't roadways, just like there are on a map, when it comes to your destination to get to trading, to get to your success, because everybody's starting at a different point. You could be starting out in China. Everybody's starting out at a different point, and they're looking to get to a little bit of a different point because they have different risk tolerances. So as far as creating a basic general plan, how is it that you would do it, or how would I go about doing it? So this is what I would do. If I was in your shoes and I was just getting started, this time frame, of course, could be a little bit differently. So it depends on you, depends on your personality, how much time and effort you're putting in. But let's just say month 1 to 3. So if we break apart month 1 to 3, how is it that you would start structuring your plan to get you better? Because in the end, it comes down to you. It doesn't matter how much money I have in my bank account, how much profitability I'm making. It comes down to you, what your results are, where you're going, and how you're getting there. So what you need to do is the first plan, if you're just getting started, now you're creating a plan. And here's a basic concept. So you might jot down and say, I'm going to read, and you're going to read these books. Okay, so it could be a list of one book, it could be a couple books. You're going to read a couple of these books. So that's going to be the first step. Then the next step is you're saying, okay, I'm also going to watch these, and then again, it could be certain videos, it could be video courses. That's going to be, again, the next part. As you continue moving forward, you might say, okay, I'm also going to book a mentoring session or coaching session with Sasha, whatever it is, whoever it is, doesn't matter whether it's with me, with somebody else. That could be the next step, okay? So month 1 to 3, you have a few books to read, you have a few video courses you want to watch, and you're going to do one mentoring session or two or a couple and talk to a few different traders or people that are investing. So that could be your first stage within your plan. Again, month 1 to 3, this could be month 1 to 12 for some of you. You could create a basic plan month 1 to 12. If it's a slower journey, fine. If you don't have a lot of time, if you're working, fine. Then you're starting out at a different kind of pace, and that's perfectly okay. But in the next step, now you're getting into, let's just say, month 4 to 6. So now again, what's the next step in your plan? Okay, so what is it that you're looking to do and accomplish? Well, again, you could start it out with, I'm going to read these next few books, and you would list these books. So these would be the books that you read. Then things could change a little bit because maybe up here you've watched videos and you've done, let's just say you've done a few courses up here from month 1 to 3, but now in month 4 to 6, you could say, okay, now I'm looking to set up a trading account or at least a paper trading account. So you're looking to set up a paper trading account and looking to just evaluate and just get the hang of trading. So build up some habits. So that's kind of what you're looking to do, is just kind of build up those systems in place for you to just get the hang of trading and just build up those habits to watching the markets a little bit more consistently. So that could be month 4 to 6. Now you get into the next stage. Again, month, let's just say, it could be 7 to 9, it could be 7 to 12, it could be just broken down in a month by month basis. Now you get to the next stage. So now again, what is it that you're going to do? Okay, now again, you have maybe another video course that you need to watch. You could be lacking in a certain area because now you're evaluating your trading. Okay, so the key here could be evaluation on what you're doing. Now you could also be ready to sign up to a paper trading account or a real account, but you're not ready to execute real trades. So if we sign up to a real account, so the month 4 to 6 would be a paper trading account, but month 7 to 9, this would be a real account. But you're not executing trades yet. You could at least open it up and have it going. But now you're evaluating things, and again, you might do another coaching or mentoring session because you're struggling with 1 or 2 things and putting 1 or 2 things together. So again, now you're creating a baseline plan. Now your plan could be a little more detailed than this. I'm just giving you a base overview. Now you get into the next stage. So now you might get into month, let's say 10 to 12. As you get into month 10 to 12, now what you're going to do is start trading shares. And as you start trading real money, so now you're trading real money, but you're only trading, let's say, 5 shares. Okay, so your trade is 5 shares or less. Now you might be thinking that, why would I trade 5 shares? And the reason for that is when you're trading 5 shares, it really allows you to still get that energy from real money, but not risk and lose a lot of money if you're still learning how things work and function in the markets. So with 5 shares, you can still peel some off into strength or average down or up, depending on your strategy, depending on your system. So it gives you working with real money experience. It's all about building that experience. And if you can make that experience as cheap as possible, that's ideally what you want to do. Now, of course, you could do paper trading and then move to real trading, but obviously the emotions and some of the other things that play a big role with real money is difficult to learn until you put real money on the line, because everything else is simply theory until you put it on the line. So trading 5 shares will just get you started and get you building into using real money. Yes, of course, you're probably going to lose some money in the sense of commissions, because commissions cost money, and it's going to cost you by putting on those trades. So you'll be kind of costing yourself a little bit of money, but that's the cost of education. In fact, think of it this way. If you actually put on a $5,000 trade and it went against you and you took a hit of, let's say, $500, it's a lot more dangerous, it's a lot more risky, and it costs you a lot more on $500 than just $10 to $20 in commissions, or $10 to $20 loss. So that would be maybe a $50 loss versus a lot larger of a loss. And then what your goal might be would be to put on, let's just say, every month. Okay, you could do it every month, you could do it every week, depending on where you're trying to get to. Every month, your goal would be to, let's say, do 4 trades. You have a minimum, 4 trades minimum. And why would you impose a minimum amount? Well, by doing this, it would allow you to simply ensure that you're practicing, because some people are a little more nervous at putting on trades. So if you're a little nervous and you have a 4 trade minimum, that's once a week, or you could do 3 in a week and 1 a little bit later. So if you have a 4 trade minimum per month, then it gets you practicing. It's not too extreme, but it's also not just, hey, well, the market's not right, the market's not right, the market's not right. Otherwise, you just keep brushing it off and saying, I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. Because if you're looking to be a little more active, if you're looking to get the practice, you need to put on trades in various market conditions. So that's why you might want to impose a little bit of a minimum for yourself so that way you get things moving. If you're a little bit uncomfortable with that, then just say a 1 trade a month. Then that's what you're looking to do. But that way it gets you practicing and moving forward. But in either case, if you look at this baseline plan, again, this is just a basic plan. We're looking at month 1 to 3, and then we're looking at month 4 to 6, and then 7 to 9, and then month 10 to 12. And of course, this could be a lot different. Your timeline might be a lot shorter, could be a lot longer. It's going to be more detailed of a plan. For me, my goal was to share with you a different variation of creating a plan. This is a basic plan if you're just getting started. This is a very, very, very basic plan if you're just getting started. You'd have to get more detailed of which courses you want to get, which books you want to purchase, the people you want to mentor with. So you might choose 5 different books from 5 different authors just to get yourself a variety. You might choose 3 different video courses from 3 different people and watch different people. And that way you're starting to build a little bit of a dynamic of figuring out which road is better for you to travel on, which direction or path to get to that goal or destination you want to get to. And that's what you're trying to do with this plan, is you're trying to map out your road so that way as your starting point, wherever your starting point is over here and your goal or destination is over here, you're going to have some whipsaw effects and some movements, and then eventually you'll get to that destination because that's what your goal is. You're trying to get to that point and you're trying to get there. But it's going to take a few different books. It's going to take a few different systems, strategies, but to keep moving forward. And if you're lacking at one thing over here and you got a detour or a flat tire somewhere in this range, then you kind of need to go back and reevaluate things. Okay, what is it that I'm lacking? Do I need another video course? Do I need another coaching session? Am I doing the same thing over and over again? Because I have some people that tell me, I read 100 books. Okay, that's fantastic. But if you read 100 books and you've never seen things, then you might want to get a few video courses. Or if you read 100 books, you've done 100 video courses, but you never put things into action, then you're probably going to want to put yourself a limit into trading a few trades. So that's kind of what it's all about. It's about creating a plan that gets you to move forward to your destination. So I hope this makes sense in terms of creating a larger plan. I know it's not a plan about growing your account. That's a whole different kind of plan. That's a plan about a system, building something that works consistently. When you have all these other things down, these personal things down for your regular plan, when you've built up the knowledge, then you can create a system. But until that point, you need to focus on a baseline plan like this, especially if you're just getting started, because you need to keep moving forward. And how do you keep moving forward? So take maybe an hour, 5 hours, a couple of days to map and plan these things out, to think about it. For me, I used to think about these things for months, and I used to replan my map. I used to replan the books I would read, and I'm still choosing and different things and different books I'm reading, studying, more so about now psychology, about behavior to control the emotions, and those kinds of things, but I'm still remapping, resurfacing things. How do I become better? How do I make things a little more efficient? So that's the type of plan that you're looking for, is how to improve yourself, and then you strategically work on yourself. The trading environment is very tough to control. You can't really control that. All you can do is control your environment and what you're doing. And then in the end, the results will show in your trading. So thanks for joining me in this video. Hope you found it helpful. If you want to see some of the other books or courses that I have available, click the button right over here. Or if you want to watch another video that I have, just take a look at this thumbnail right here. Thanks again for joining me. In the end, remember, do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.